is Divine Sunshine coming with your Divine Masculine Energy update. This kind of just tapping in just to see real quick while I finished up and wrapped up the Sankofa fast forwards for the signs of Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. Just going to look into this very quickly, and that'll be a wrap up for me for the day. So right now, the overall energies that we have here for the Divine Masculine is the Two of Cups, okay, and the Ace of Wands. So with those two energies, as I'm looking at that, it looks like to me it's like he's really using his third eye to really become grounded and rooted, using his communications and his manifestations. He's really using that to really fuel his fire and set his sail off to the uncharted waters. They brought to me that he really doesn't know where he wanted to go, but he's like, you know what, I got to start sailing, I got to do it some kind of way. And that surprises me that in the Wisdom Oracle cards, that card didn't come out as far as out to sea, which means I'm just out to sea and I don't know what direction I want to actually go. This time the Divine Master said to go on ahead, and that's interesting because also my screensaver on my laptop has now a Divine Masculine actually on the surfboard and also riding the wave, which has been something totally different. They say ship. That's interesting. They gave me a thing that says for Amazon says something has shipped. So it has been. The ship has sailed right now. So he's out there on the waters. You might be saying, I can't see it. I don't see a darn thing. But Divine Masculine energies right now, those of you all who are cross watchers, and that the Divine Masculine, the energies that you all in, and those that are on my channel that are Divine Masculines, right now I can tell that you're in that Two of Cup feels, that you really want, your cup to overflow with this promise and understanding of union, or having everything underneath the sun, rather as union in 3D, union in 50. And right now, your mind right now, Divine Masculine, is set ablaze. Your third eye is really opening and you being really grounded and rooted in the idea as to where you actually want to go. You're setting sail, but I kind of feel like you're setting sail again back to what the Divine told me, which is you setting sail for in uncharted waters, especially when you're talking about emotions, especially for some of the Divine Masters not being understanding the spiritual territory of the land or the waters in which you are actually setting sail in. This is a little foreign, more so Divine Masters come from an energy of understanding, of analyzing. If I can see it, if it's concrete, I got it. But this is going into the waters of the unknown. Okay. In the 50, they're saying here for the Divine Master, we have, which is bringer of light and darkness. Okay, so right now, again, like I say, uncharted territories. Right now, when we're talking about where you are now, it's a lot of darkness, which means it's a lot of unknowns. Don't know what's going on. However, by being in this darkness, it's going to help to bring in this light. Just like they say, you turn on the light switch, or if you've been in the dark for a long time, that light becomes much brighter. You're like, oh my God, who turned the light on? Jesus Christ. So again, by you being in this darkness, it helps you to be able to see enlightenment that much better. And, it might be bright and a little bit overpowering, but however, at the same time, it's going to make you kind of shake yourself up and say, okay, now let me kind of refocus and recalibrate myself so I can be able to now see this light and be more wide-eyed. And after a while, it's dark in the room and you look around and you're like, oh my God, you can really see everything. Like, dang, I got to clean up this room. You might look around and say, oh my God, it really brings attention to some things that you had not really had been seen before. And the attentions that they're saying that right now by you being Divine Masculine in this place of this darkness is for you to understand that it's helping you to be your own individual person, that you're not dependent on anybody else, not even in a codependent way, but you become your own individual, becoming your own man. and understanding that, you know, I don't need anybody else to define me. I know who I am as a masculine. I know who I am as a man. I know who I am as a divine masculine. So this is what you're doing. It says part focus. So, you know, really is understanding to have like one foot in the physical and one foot in the spiritual again. You know, that's something to kind of draw attention to it, because that's bring it to me is like, you know, you need to be almost like the feminine energies and draw upon her energy, where you be able to see the whole totality of everything. That's how she's able to divine feminines are able to be visionaries, because they can see the whole thing instead of just zooming in on one thing. All I see is that picture behind me, and I don't see all this extra other stuff around me. Sometimes that's good to be that kind of like zoomed in, that laser focus, but then again, it's not good when you can see everything that's coming to you, especially when I see what's going on in the 3D. You need to be able to kind of step back and see it all. That's so interesting. Today we did about hummingbirds in my classroom, and they're talking about how hummingbirds get the nectar, and when the hummingbirds get the nectar, they zoom in, they zoom out, they zoom in, they zoom out, and then they go dive, and they pause, and then they dive on in. You need to become like that hummingbird. So if you do see a symbol of a hummingbird, that's a reminder to tell you need to zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, pause. Make sure you're seeing everything like you're supposed to, and then dive in and make your decision that you're supposed to. Again, because again, you're moving into the energies in the 5th. They're saying we're sending down to you now for you, divine masculine, for you to be assertive. Okay, so you be an individual person. I don't know nobody tell me about who I am, what I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to do it. None of that stuff. I'm my own man. Okay, so you got that then. So right now, because of that, the shadows, I asked about what's the shadows that you got to deal with. You got to go in there and now call in the storm. Okay, because again, it's got to stir up some stuff, just like apple juice in the sediment down at the bottom of the glass. It's got to shake it up for all that good nutrients and things like that. You've been playing it safe. You can't do that anymore. You can't play it safe by dancing to everybody else's tune, answering to who they call you, you know. And like they say, what is it? It was called In the Heat of the Night. He said, what they call? They said, they call me Mr. Tibbs. So you got to get to the point to understanding either you're going to like things keep on beating you down like in Roots, and after a while he's like, my name is his name was Kente Kunta Kinte, and then at the end, by the time they beat him down, he's like, my name Toby. Or are you gonna be like at the heat of the night, and you're gonna be like, my name is Mr. Tibbs. Okay, ain't no boy, ain't no whatever other names that you want to call me. I know who I am. I'm not all those other things you call me, those derogatory names. Okay, and you also, because of this, they bringing this light into this darkness, because again, you need to practice atonement, which is asking for again, atonement, not like you being a martyr. You think you're doing atonement like, I got to be in this situation because, you know, I put myself here and I'm guilty and I got to do this. But to me, it's like, look at this atonement in a more positive way, which is, again, asking some kind of way of forgiveness for this, but then also being able to move from that energy and saying, okay, I can move out of this. It's like I release that burden for myself of forgiving where I'm at. Taking penance where I am, you know, taking one for the team, for myself, and understand, okay, now let's move on from this energy, not to just stay in it. In the 3D, okay, in the 3D, what's going on with you is that right now you feel emotionally several things, Divine Master. You're thinking emotionally again, that your emotions have checked. It's really your emotions at this time are really on their own plan, like it's playing automatically on its own, and say, who programmed you to do that? I didn't tell you to do that. So right now, for the Divine Masculine, you feel like your emotions is really on this thing to say, you know what, I'm gonna start taking introspection of myself in my soul, because I really want this freedom, and I really want new things to blossom, you know, especially springtime brings on the newness or rebirth of some things, or regenerating of some things that were good, that could last through the hard winter. And you're doing that, and you got your eyes on the prize. Meantime, in your thinking, Divine Masculine, you're still in that woe is me thing. But the truth, the sword of truth is laying right there. Okay, you got all these swords, all these truths you got truth to stab you in the back that you feel, and you're like, yeah, come on, emotionally it is. But that's interesting that you have another sword here as well, and you in this woe is me, thing. Okay, you got the atonement, you got that divine masculine. Now let's pick up your bed and now let's walk. Okay, it's done. The cast has been dyed. We can't do nothing. The milk has been spilled. We can't do nothing about what you had did in the past. Okay, now you want this emotions. Your emotions say, I want this freedom, I want this new beginning, I want this. We're looking at the window of the soul. I'm starting to really look at myself in a different way, and I'm really picking myself apart. And you in this war is me thing, it's really causing a conflict as far as you getting forward moving on things, because you keep staying in this energy, divine masculine, of this, like you, this pity party, this self-pity party that you have it. And your emotions is saying, we're back here growing knowledge about it, because she's got this lovely big braid back here, which lets me know that she's been learning how to kind of weave a lot of things together to have this very strong braid. Meanwhile, also you have the six, that's the seven of swords, and then we move into the six of swords there. You got some conflict there that's really showed there. And so now and is that a helmet? So you got also a helmet. You've been trying to protect the way you're thinking too, and that's not working out. So again, you got the six of challenges, which is six of cups, and you're in that six of cups energy. So again, now you also doing that, but then in your emotions you're becoming very nostalgic about some things. It's like you really saying, I really want this, and it's a part of you that's really becoming very sad. It's like, is this just going to bring just a picture in the frame, or are we going to actually bring this picture to life? That's like if they saying, I don't know why I bring it up, like Mona Lisa, if she could be able to talk, what would she actually say? Because looking at the pictures, you can't really tell. What is she smiling? Is she frowning? Is she don't have anything? And so to me, you have this leaves here, which lets me know that you're getting ready to say some things is dead on this tree as far as what things, a way of your thinking, and it needs to kind of give way for some newness to come. You got these doves here, which means you want peace, and you also know in your emotions you got this bowl here, which is also like a representative of dessert, and you know that this divine feminine is dessert. Now I could go back and say what's actually in the divine feminine thing. You feel that the divine feminine in the 3D is pretty much on her own. She's doing all this spiritual working that she's doing. She's looking at the window of soul. She wants this freedom. She knows she's got the eyes on the prize on some things, and again, like she wants to blossom and bloom into new things. This is causing you, divine masculine, for you to be starting to kind of really like think, and you're having this pity party, but the truth is right there, and you've been protecting your way you're thinking and not really getting deep diving into it. You also know that your divine feminine in some ways has been kind of pining for you. She's looking at pictures maybe of you all together, and she's like she wants to really make peace. She wants this to come together, and you two ascend, but right now there's no ascension going on, and these birds are staying really on the ground because there's no flight. And she knows that some things has got to give way, and she's really almost feeling maybe is it the fall that it will be able to come to this, and she's really almost seeing like maybe she needs to kind of like cover up her feet. Feet represents understanding about some things, but she knows she's got it hanged up there because she's like, I can't cover up my understanding, because once you know something, you can't go back. And so at the same time, this is why she's got it hanging on this branch here of her knowledge, because she's saying with the rest of the tree, the leaves that are going to die and give way and fall off, because she knows even that kind of thinking of understanding has got to die. She's sitting on, looks like a bench. So she's sitting and she's got some form of paper, some kind of communication. I don't know, something maybe you had written her and she's holding on to, or maybe some kind of communication that she's read and she's holding on that's got to deal with the past. But she's looking at this picture too. So, divine masculine, you are in your 3D, you're thinking and you wanted to really say, I wish we could be together right now. And you're really wanting that. However, you know that here that's represented by this card. You got those things that's represented by this card, and you're moving into also with this one is was represented here. You got your guard up about some things. That's not going to help you, divine masculine, if you're trying to have this actual forward movement. But I see that after that is followed by the card that say release your ex, which lets me know you might be having your guard up, but you got to warn you about that. You got your guard up about this, whoever this is, karmic situation or third party energy, and this is why you actually got your guard up at this time. But sometimes you do that, you let the divine feminine out, and so this is probably why some of them are feeling maybe this like deep yearning, like where are you, because you got this disconnect, and it's like I don't know if he's still in it to win it, because I can't feel him at this time. But we understand now in the 3D with you, divine masculine, what's going on with you is that you are in the process of moving into saying I got to release my ex. Understanding that you moving into that because again you've gotten to just some written communication. Now this could be you holding on to maybe a letter or some communication that you told the divine feminine, or this could be a letter and something communicated into your divine feminine within, and so without on the outside, which is this message that you've gotten from your spirit of your divine or your energies within of your divine feminine energies that you're housed within, that is saying, hey, we got to, it's time for us to rebirth, to get something new. It's time for us to have freedom. We done took enough introspection of ourselves, and we need to have this eyes on the prize about this situation. That was what the message was received from your divine feminine, or even on the outside in the physical, or where so is within yourself. You've got quite a bit of little bits and pieces of information that's talking about where you presently are. You know that right now where you are, divine masculine, that you got enough to put together that's saying I got a kind of clear understanding of there's got to be some changes, and it's time for me to release this ex, okay? This has been a burden to you emotionally in your divine feminine energies, and this has been a burden as far as your divine feminine in the physical. You get that. Why do you get that? Because now you've kind of gotten to the point that you've had some self-discovery of yourself. Some things that you didn't even know about yourself has came up, especially in the area of love, has helped you to kind of get that understanding as well. You've been moving slow like a turtle in your emotions, but you really feel just like a typical divine masculine that slow and steady wins the race, and you rather take your time in doing it than for you to go do it real fast and have to do the rework all over again. And you're saying to the divine feminine, you've got to kind of understand my method of my madness to you, which is really a madness of clarity and exactness on my end. It's not madness like you all think it is. I understand this because I got to release this X, which is this burden, which is the person, place, a thing in the form of third-party energies or this karmic situation, because I understand that we are soulmates. Now, this is again from the divine masculine's aspect. Some divine masculines are not awakened to the idea of twin flames. They don't know what that is. And so right now at this point, what they're doing is that they're seeing it from a soulmate, which means they know on a deeper soul or spiritual level that you and them belong together because of the connection that you all have. You both are able to unlock each other's hearts. You both are able to unlock because you both have ownership of the key and the lock. Thank you for divine confirmation of that. You have the master lock and you have the master key. Who gave it to you? The master himself, source, or the powers that be. Okay, so you moving on to that. I see the number 41, which means standing in your power. One is your intuition, your awareness. You put that together, that's going to cause a change, and that's what's going on with you, divine masculine. And once you get into that understanding of you releasing your ex, you'll be able to get into the flow of love. You'll be able to, everything will just flow. But you got to let go of this X. You got to end something to begin something in order for this to happen. What life changes that they're saying right now, sources bring it to you, is that you got to understand is you got to start the grief work. you've got to start the process, divine masculine, or letting it go. You got to let it go. You got to let it go like Elsa from Frozen, because right now you even leaving yourself out in the cold as well, so as your divine feminine, by staying in this type of energies that you're in, divine masculine. So right now in the divine masculine energies right now, it says start the grief work. This is what they're saying. Start the process of dying of the idea of who you thought you was going to be. I like how it said, in your relationships, in your emotions, in your what you thought was your intuition, which was really your ego that was leading you. And as far as in your wealth, what you thought was actually wealth was not wealth. It was more of wealth of abundance according to what your friends and people around you, but that's not really the definition of what makes you feel that you are abundant according to your own definition. That's why your higher self is telling you you need to start becoming your own individual person. Out of this darkness that you're currently in, you're going to be able to truly see the light in all of this. Okay, and so he's saying start the grief work. Okay, you got to start the grief work. How? You got to start looking at yourself in your spirituality. What makes you passionate, or brings on that passion in your spirit, not in your libido, not in anything else, but in your spirit, divine masculine. So you got to surrender the denial. The denial about things is like denial about things that's got to be changed. That's number one. The denial about you've got to release the ex. That's number two. The denial about you really denying you wanting everything that your little heart desires. That's another thing. That's number three. So we've got to get out of state. You got to accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decision, because they want you to become assertive. You got to see things the way they are. And I know she's going to get better. The job going to get better. Where I'm living at going to get better. If I just apply myself, look at things as divine masculine the way they are, period. No extra. That reminds me of the conversation I had with my mom yesterday, and how they're having some issues about forgiving some things that my father had did. And I told her, we got to handle this like it's court. And I did. And I just told her, we got to Olivia Pope it. We got to just put the facts up there on the board. I was pretending on the wall in the room, and I say, these are the culprits. Now, who is the actual one that you mad at? Because she had a slew full of people that you could have did a firing squad against. And I was like, let's just get it down to who are the main people that you upset with. And when it came down to it, it was just mainly two people. These other people were supporting actors or supporting characters in what had happened. And I was like, okay, and so now from this point on, start working on forgiving those two people. Those are the two main people that you need to forgive. Dad and somebody else. I'm not going to claim because I say I wasn't doing no more with that person. Those are the two people that you got to forgive, okay? That's the same thing like this. Look at things for what they are and not trying to put them with this broad paint stroke that everybody get colored the same color. No, everybody is not involved. Everybody's not guilty. And everybody is not going to be able to remain the same if you keep on, or you can't create the change that you want if you keep on putting everybody with the same broad, painting them with the same color with that broad paint stroke brush that you have. Okay, and the stroke that you're using there. You need to also, in your divinity, you need to move into the energy of understanding that you got to be a goddess of nurturing. You got to nurture yourself, divine master. And you got to get to the point that you are strong but soft in some areas. Get in touch with your divine feminine energies, because when I'm seeing here saying about assertive, individual, part, focus, those are all alpha male characteristics. But at the same time, you know, while you going through this darkness, you know, I looked at Mr. Lightworker, and he was talking about the dark night and how hard it was and how he didn't want to be bothered with nobody. And you know, and if you did come in his way, you was like public enemy number one. It's like you was the target, and he unleashed everything that was going on with them, because he's like, well, I told you to leave me alone and you didn't. So you know, hey, nah, you get what you got, because now it's like beware from this point on, because I warned you, and now you go past that point of the barrier that I put up there, then you know you get what you deserve, because I told you not to. And so we got to understand, and when we're dealing with ourselves, that we got to kind of get to the point that we're very gentle, nurturing with ourselves in that mindset, especially when this darkness, or you have this dark night of the soul issue, because again, things are dying. Your ego is dying. What you thought existed was your truth is dying. You get into the point that you know the reality, things that you thought you knew, you don't know. And that's very shocking for anyone to kind of go through that, and knowing that this what you thought you knew, you saying I don't know. Your reality, your world is just crumbling. And so you got to be nurturing and very self-loving through this process. Whatever shows up in this, again, like I say, they're going to put you in this darkness, because again, when they turn that light on, it's going to be like, oh my eyes, Jesus Christ. But then once you start getting focused and you start looking around, stuff is going to be magnified. You're going to see all the flaws. You're going to see what things need to get rid of, what things got to go, what things it's like, oh my God, I didn't know it looked like that. You're going to really start looking at things for what they are. And that's going to help you with that denial. Okay. The next thing that you need to move into is transcendence. Okay. Moving into the transcendence means, again, work with that, understanding that, hey, it's something larger, something bigger. Some things are happening behind the scenes. All you need to do is concentrate on you doing the work. Okay. So while you're doing that and you transforming and causing these changes, it's even more. It's more to the eye. The eye can actually see. The eyeball, the 3D can see. And seeing beyond this situation that's being presented to you too, as well. It's got more to it that's being brought to you. And so this is why you have to go through this. Let me pick one thing. And then at the end of it, I like here to say, and the point of it all, I love you. So, okay, what is the energies that they want to push you to towards the end? Where are you going overall? That's where you are. But where are we going towards to? Okay. Clear. Okay, the energies that we are going to is, you got the 5 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. Interesting. You got some leveling here. Really what you're doing is the energies that they want you to move into is understanding that we got to get rid of this overthinking or this negative thinking. This 5 of Swords also is saying, and once you conquer that, you'll have victory. I see you like standing on top of a mountain. It's like, yes, I did it. You'll become a conqueror. You'll become a victory of that way of thinking. So you got to go through this, especially all this thinking about this grief work and stuff dying and this dark night stuff that's going on. You know, I wouldn't be surprised that some of you all might even on the outside of some ascension things you have is a lot of headaches going on in that, a lot of pineal gland working and doing and stuff going on with you that you're feeling, because you got to get rid of these things that's crowing. But again, at the end, once you do that and you really receive these downloads and the way Spirit is guiding you and sending you the light right where you are, you will be able to become a victor in it. The energy also that they're bringing you into is this one, the 4 of Swords, which again to me is being okay to be nurturing, to cause this birth, this new birth that you have as far as where you are in your emotions. Understanding too, as well as you're starting the process to start mending your heart. Starting the process as far as getting things in the matters of the heart together. And being okay with some of these thorns that either, like you said, like a rose, in order for you to get beauty, you got to have thorns. You got to have thorns too. And you might hurt yourself on the thorns as well. But understanding how to be able to become one with that and be okay with that. And to be, she looks very comfortable in this nest Nesting to me also represents, I think about Nipsey Hussle and his mom saying before he got ready to die, she noticed he was doing a lot of nesting. Nesting is a process that you do when you get ready to die. That's getting things in order, throwing away things. So you're going to find yourself divine masculine. Also in your emotions, saying what suits, what don't suit, what things I got to get rid of because I'm getting ready for this process of actually dying. The things that I know of, the things that I'm associated with, the things that I thought to hang true that say, oh my God, I can't live with that. You know, this is also helping you get rid of, to be also this individual that they're saying to me. I got confirmation, thank you, that with this to me is like being okay with being alone, not being attached to anything emotionally. So this is what you're going to do, because a lot of you are divine masculines. Once you all come into that, you're getting rid of this ex, you're going to hit a period in which you're going to have to kind of go off to yourself and get yourself right before you present yourself to the divine feminine. Those of you all divine masculines that want this union, okay, union with the divine feminine. And we're not even concentrating on about the results of things. It's just that, again, you all wanted to in order you to have this new beginning, you know you got to release the X. You can't have the other energy swarming in there, because the ultimate is, and make sure that you watch Sean Barker that came and guest starred on here, Divine Masters, is talking about the ultimate is that when you get with your divine counterpart, your divine feminine, it's just going to be you and them against the world. So you got to learn how to isolate and be okay emotionally, not being attached to other people and not thinking about what other people think and how that affects you emotionally. You've got to cut your own ties. You got to be your own individual. And also, in some ways, you could take that part focus, which is mean become very lazy beam and just say, I'm just concentrating on my feelings and my divine feminine's feelings. And that's it. Forget about, I hear somebody say, damn what the world think, damn what everybody else think, because right now, that's where that part focus comes into play as being a good thing, because that's all you're focusing in on. It's just you two, and you make sure that you're assertive with that. Like say, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. 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 You and I. That's it. All right, that's a good place for me to stop there. Cross watchers. Those of you all that are watching this and you are divine feminines. Your divine masculine says he wants me to read this to you. This is love letter 22. Because we know they're looking, divine masculine. We know this already. It's be a little bit of you all in here, but it'd be more so of them. They're like, yeah, we know. Here we go. This is the letter to you from the DM. This is what he wants to say to you. Letter 22. I want you to know that you are my hero, my knight in shining armor, my superstar, my shining star. Believe, believe, believe that we are joined at the heart. Wait a second. This could be, flip it. Okay, I thought it was that way. When I read it, it's from the divine feminine to you. Okay, gotcha. Wow. Okay, I've never had that experience before. So, scratch it. All right. The divine feminine wants me to read a letter to you, divine masculines. That's nice, because rarely does that ever happen. So now it is letter 22, which is mastery. This is to you, for the divine feminine, to you, divine masculine. I want you to know that you are my hero, my knight in shining armor, my superstar, my shining star. Believe, believe, believe that we are joined at the heart. When I'm away in my physical body, my heart and soul remain with you. That's true. In you, feeding each other's souls, feeling each other's vibration, knowing that we are on a journey together. Please focus your mind on the feeling. Focus your mind on the feeling that you get in your heart. Can't you feel me? I feel you. I see you. I dream you. I am you. Please, please, please remember that there is no you and I. There is only us, only love, only union of our hearts to bring us peace, love, and abound joy. Just love, 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 love. And that is the end of this. I'll call this just the two of us with this one. And so now, okay, that's really the daggone masculine messing with my, when I talk about that, because he like messing with hair. Because I'm like, why do it most time? I don't like that, that. Love you too. All right, so moving on. Like I said, I am you, you are me. I felt that because that's funny. I was doing it all with the masculine's hands. All right, until next time. Make sure you check out again. I will, when I upload this, try to put it in the corner for the divine masculine for you to be shut to that. That would be up here. The divine masculines thing that I want you to look at that we did with Sean Barker from the playground experience as well. Down here will be the one of my best, whichever best feature, one that has been mostly looked at. Okay, as always, and if you like the cards that I have as well, make sure that you have go to divineunisource11.co as well. Okay, all right, until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste, namago. Love you.